is a kind of a little bit of a different format because I want to tell a little bit of a story about my mom. So, and me. It's going to be kind of a mom and me thing. So about 20, and I have a little bit of history, and then we're going to move forward. So I'm going to make it quick. You can comment and ask questions if you want. About 25 years ago, last week, it was the 25th anniversary, I was shot in a pretty violent domestic violence situation. And the gun that was used was a Glock 9mm, and the round was a hollow point, and it was point blank into my knee. So if you know anything about firearms or anything like that, basically a hollow point, the tip is perforated, and so what will happen is it'll go in. It's like one of those Lethal Weapon movies where it talks about cop killers. So the bullet goes in very small like that, and then when it comes out, it splits and opens and creates like a plate-sized exit hole. So for me, that went in really small above my knee, right at my knee, and traveled down an artery, blew all of that apart, and then blew that big plate-sized hole in my calf. So it was a really hard time for my family and I was 24 at that time. So you don't know, there's no pop-up book for something like that. Like you survive it. You don't even know how you survive it. You just know you survive it after the fact, because you don't know going into it. You had no idea. So long story short, it took a long time. There's a whole bunch of stuff that happened in the meantime, and how I got to walk and how I got away from this man who was pretty fucking violent, crazy, but I was young and I didn't know any better. But I don't want to talk about it all night. What I do want to do, though, is just fast forward a little bit. And part of the recovery process, I started writing children's books. I know, right? Go from all this violence to children's books. But I think you try to grapple with finding peace. So I started writing these little children's books, and then my mom was always an adorable artist. Ever since I was a little girl, I had wanted her to do just do drawings for me. So when I started writing the children's books, I didn't really plan for them to be books. They were just stories. They were just little stories. But then I gave it to my mom, and Mom illustrated what was going on in the story. And paragraph by paragraph, one little paragraph became a page, and next thing you know, we have a book. So we actually did this 5 times. So there's 5 books that are in both hard and soft cover, and I'm going to put those, just a picture of them. If you want to know more about them, they're called Destiny and Friends. So when this contest came up, the Society for Children's Books Writers and Illustrators, I entered my mom, and I gave her the little assignment sheet that they give you, and it says, they tell you Chicken Little story, and then the illustrators had to draw how they thought Chicken Little and his friends went to see the king to tell them that the sky is falling. That was 12 years ago. My mom entered her drawing. She finished it. It is the most adorable thing I've ever seen. And I sent it in to the Society for Children's Books Writers and Illustrators, and she didn't even get an honorable mention. To this day, that particular drawing is one of my favorites. Mom passed away about 3 years ago, and I wrote this in that article. That article is also going to be published in Good Old Boat magazine in January. So if you're interested in reading about that, I will give you a link to this article. But one of the things I wrote about was how after Mom passed away, I found that drawing, and I had laid it out on the kitchen table to put in a frame. And my dad walked by and he saw the drawing, and he got pretty emotional. Like, he's macho, so he's not going to be like, oh my, But I could tell that he was struggling with it. And I mean, he and Mom were married for 50 years. He really missed her. And that is actually what prompted us to get Bob. We started looking for a boat. And that story has been unfolding here on this channel, and whether you like it or not, that's where we are. So what I'd like to do now is to bring you back to that drawing and show it to you, and then show you that we did some work. We had the drawing put on the mainsail, and it's also on our t-shirts, so I'm pretty excited about that. And honestly, words aren't enough. I can't talk anymore about it. So I'm gonna get busy. I'm gonna do this video and put all of these images on the video, and then show you guys how, and ladies, how it is on the mast. And just if you have any questions about the process, we had it vector drawn because Mom's original drawing was a sketch. If you have any questions about vector drawing or how to enlarge an image so that it can be 5 feet wide, please just reach out to me. I'd love to talk about Mom's art anytime I get a chance to. So with that being said, enjoy this week's video. Okay, here are the 5 books in Destiny and Friends. Here's one of the illustrations. As you can see, there's a lot of detail and expression. Here's just one more I wanted to show you all. Again, the detail and the labels. And this is the logo for my barn, Homeport Stables, and for the books. And here is Mom's drawing for Chicken Little. There's Henny Penny, Turkey Lurkey, Loosey Goosey, I think was the other one. The little note that says River Charts to the King and Provisions. We added Bob and had it vector drawn for the sail. So the first step to this process was to get the drawing and have it vector drawn. I downloaded that Fiverr app and found a guy in India who did the vector drawing, did a beautiful job. Then we sent it to the sticker maker who blew it up and turned it into a sticker that looks like this. Shortly thereafter, we lined it up and picked the position on the sail, which you can see here. Oh, look! Oh, it's so cute! Oh, it even has her little signature. Hey, so if you're interested in getting some of Mom's Bob swag or the Homeport Stables swag, check out sailingbob.com.